Ah, okay. It's nighttime again. Cheers. Hello. So, um, I love words. I love language. I studied some language semiotics, linguistics. Ludwig Wittgenstein. Oh boy, what a pain in the ass. It took me like 4 years to try and figure out what he was saying. So, for instance, with words, this is a dry Manhattan, which is interesting because I'm sitting in Manhattan. And this is a dry Manhattan made with rye whiskey versus bourbon. And I like rye whiskey. But I was sipping a dry Manhattan in Manhattan, talking to a man in Rye, New York, who had a wry sense of humor. Those are the kind of things that get me all worked up. At the same time, I did a little video with a drink in my hand, and I get somebody telling me that they're concerned that because I'm old, I should be careful because I'm drinking. Maybe I'm drinking too much. This person has no idea. I tried to explain the subtlety of the word alcoholic versus someone who comes home from a long day's work and enjoys a good drink. But enough of that. Also music. This is the Skatalites, who an amazing, amazing band from Jamaica. Not Jamaica Queens, but Jamaica, the island. Aye, Rastafari, no work for no CIA, man. These were the old school. This was before reggae. This was ska. Skatalites. This was like the roots of ska. And these guys played well into their 90s. We saw a gig of theirs in the 1990s. The drummer was like 95 years old. I would have died if I tried to keep that beat. Okay, they're great if you listen to the Skatalites. So, with language, you get to think about a phrase I said the other day from Chrissy Hind, where she said, tell me the meaning of the word. But also not just the word love, but just the meaning of words. Language is very complex, and people don't have that great a vocabulary and don't understand the many definitions of words. And when you think about everybody on social media, there's billions of people on Facebook arguing all day long about everything. Most of them don't even know what they're talking about. So, like, here, see this hat? It says Great Wall. Great Wall. That's the wall in China. That wall was built over 2,000 years ago. It took hundreds of years, and it was to defend against the enemy, and it didn't work. I mean, how are you going to build a wall against Genghis Khan? Who thinks that you can build it didn't work. But they called it the Great Wall of China, and you can see it from outer space. Kurt Vonnegut talks about it in Sirens of Titan. He said it was a message that was being assembled from outer space to tell someone who was abandoned here on Earth from outer space that help was on the way. Because their lifespan was just thousands and thousands, millions of years, whatever. What's my point? If you look at the word Great Wall, you think of Donald Trump. Oh my God, not again. He tried to build a wall across the southern border. 1,200 miles from the Pacific Ocean over to the Texas Gulf, and he's going to build a wall through arid desert and destroy people's land and borders and indigenous whatever. He's going to build a wall, and they backed him. They backed him with one of the stupidest ideas. And you know what? Instead of calling it the Great Wall, let's spell it Grate. Great. It's the Great Wall. It was like a sewer drain down which our culture has gone completely insane following this orange malignancy. I can't go further. There's nothing more that I can say. Stop.